What is up, guys? It is me, Max, back again with another guitar tutorial, and today we're going to be taking a look at the comeback song from the Chainsmokers, and it's called High. It's super fun to play on guitar because we've got this sick melody riff that is quite fast, but once you've got it down, it's so much fun to play. But there is one thing. We have to tune our guitars down one full step in order to play it the exact same way they're playing it. So once you've done that, because it ain't too hard, just download like a tuning app if you don't have a tuner at home. I recommend Fender Tune. It's a great app. You can just put the settings onto one step down, or well, full step down, and you're set. But once we've done that, there's nothing in the way, no capo, none of that stuff. And that main melody riff revolves around 4 basic chords. We're gonna be playing those in the chorus as well. And without any further ado, let's roll. So once we've tuned our guitars down one full step, we're gonna be taking a look at the main melody riff. We hear that riff in the intro, we hear it in the verse, and we also hear it in a stripped down version of the chorus later on in the song. And it is actually structured around the main chords of this track. We're gonna be taking a look at those later on in order to spice things up in the chorus. And we're gonna start off by taking our first finger, so the index finger, and we're gonna put that onto the 3rd fret on the 6th string, so the lower E string, which is now a D technically, but I'm still gonna call it the E string in order to keep things nice and simple. And then we're gonna take our ring finger, so the 3rd finger here, and we're gonna put that onto the 5th fret on the 5th string, so on the, well, former A string. And now we have to watch out because we can't put our fingers on like this, touching the other strings, but instead we have to create a bridge here because we still want to be able to hear that open 4th string, so the D string. And what we're going to be doing picking wise here is we're going to pick the 6th string ones, the 5th string ones, and the 4th string ones. Just like that, and we're gonna do that twice. And we're gonna finish it off by picking the 6th string once more and the 5th string once more. So it's just like that. Then we're gonna stay in the exact same shape and slide up all the way onto the 8th and 10th fret. So now we're on the 8th fret on the 6th string and the 10th fret on the 5th string. And we're gonna be using the exact same picking pattern one more time. So 6th string, 5th string, 4th string, 6th string, 5th string, 4th string. And we're gonna be finishing it off a tiny bit different from our first approach because we're going to be picking the 6th string and then the 4th string once more. So not 6th and 5th in the end, but 6th and 4th. So it's just like that. So far we've got, and we're sliding up. Now we're going to be sliding down 3 frets onto the 7th and 9th, so 7th fret on the 6th string and 9th fret on the 5th string. And we're going to be using the exact same picking pattern we just used, so 6, 5, 4, 6, 5, 4, 6, 4. Just like that. So far we've got And if you thought we're just gonna be sliding down 2 additional frets now, you thought wrong because we're actually gonna be changing up our shape here. We've now got our first finger on the 4th fret on the 4th string, 2nd finger on the 5th fret on the 6th string, and 3rd finger on the 5th fret on the 5th string. And we're actually going to be changing our picking pattern as well, because before we went 6, 5, 4, but now we're going to be going 6, 4, 5. So 6th string, 4th string, 5th string, and we're doing that twice. And now we're going to be picking the 6th string one more time and the 5th string. So it's just like that. And that is the entire main riff. And that is the entire main riff. Every once in a while we hear a second guitar jumping in, and what that guitar is playing sounds like this. So that is quite simple. We put our 2nd finger onto the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. We pick that once, and then we pick the 1st string, so the open E string, once, and then we pick the 2nd string again. So now we put our 1st finger onto the 2nd fret on that 1st string, pick that once, lift it off again, pick that 1st string again, and now 2nd string again and open 1st string. So it's now we're going to be taking a look at that chorus, and as I said before, you could technically keep on playing that melody riff, but of course we want to spice things up and kind of emphasize that we are in fact in a chorus. So let's take a look at the chords that we're going to use here. Our first chord is going to be a G, but I actually prefer the bar chord version of the G here over the regular G, because once the guitar is kind of tuned down, it does make a bit of a difference for me sound-wise. So what we do here is we put our 1st finger, so the index finger, across the 6th down to the 1st string on the 3rd fret. So we bar it, then we put our 3rd finger onto the 5th fret on the 5th string, pinky on the 5th fret on the 4th string, and our 2nd finger onto the 4th fret on the 3rd string. But of course you don't have to go into the fully fleshed out bar chord version, and instead just put your 1st finger only onto that 3rd fret on the 6th string. But of course you have to watch for your 1st finger now, because you're going to have to mute the 1st and 2nd string. So instead of pressing down, if that is a bit too hard for you, you can just slightly hover above those upper strings and slightly touch them and thereby mute them. Just like that. Bar chord, power chord. So now that we've got that covered, our next chord is going to be a D. We put our 1st finger onto the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret on the 1st string, and 3rd finger on the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. And now we have to mute both the 6th and the 5th string, and we do that by taking our thumb, wrapping it around the top of our guitar neck here, and slightly touching those two strings. So we're not pressing down, but instead we're slightly touching them. So we go G, D, next up B minor, 1st finger across the 5th down to the 1st string now, so not on the 6th string, on the 2nd fret, 3rd finger onto the 4th fret on the 4th string, pinky on the 4th fret on the 3rd string, and our 2nd finger goes onto the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. And once again, we're gonna have to mute that 6th string, and this time around, we do it by slightly touching it up here with the tip of our index finger. So it's G, D, B minor, and A major, or A if you will. And we put our 1st finger onto the 2nd fret on the 4th string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and our 3rd finger onto the 2nd fret on the 2nd string. And once again, we're going to have to mute that 6th string. And once again, we're going to be using our thumb here. Now we don't have to wrap around as far as before. We're just going to be slightly touching that 6th string from the side here. So it's G, D, B minor, and A. So the very last thing we're going to be taking a look at in this song is the rhythm I recommend using in the chorus. Of course, that ain't nothing fixed because we don't actually have a guitar playing in that chorus, and we can just kind of, you know, mimic what the synthesizer is doing here. So you can pretty much do whatever feels right here. But the rhythm I recommend using sounds like this. So what I do here is I start on that G, obviously, and I go down, up, down, down. Just like that. Now I move on to the D and go up, down, 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 up. Just like that. And now I do the exact same thing between that B minor and that A. That is the entire chorus, and that is the entire song. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, drop it a thumbs up. Helps me out more than you might think, and if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is somewhere down there. And as always, I hope that I will see you guys next time.